Welcome everyone back to Suspence Travel. Thank you all for joining me again. This is episode 5 of 30, as I do a 30-day challenge while I prepare for a transition to Thailand. That's right, in November I will be leaving for Thailand, all things permitted. If COVID does not spike and they close the borders, it was a tentative plan, but a plan nonetheless. As you can see, I'm house sitting today for my very close relatives and friends here in South Hadley, Massachusetts. And that leads me into the topic of today, which is finances. How to sustain yourself in the world of travel in a foreign country that you may not have the connections you would have in your home country. So how do you make it in another country and be able to sustain your travel beyond that of a simple vacation for, say, 6 months, a year, 2 years? Well, we're going to discuss that today. So let's go back a bit. What have I done to prepare financially for this trip? Well, like many people, I saved money. Now, that definitely was not easy during this turbulent year, 2 years almost now, and I had to get creative. My career was just starting off in the tourism sector. I was working at a travel agency in Boulder, Colorado, doing things that I love and that I enjoy, and then of course COVID hit. I had a tough transition during that time. I had built myself up and was ready to start a career in travel. And I slowly was thinking, even before COVID, that I didn't really enjoy the office too much. It was not what I was expecting from the travel agency and travel industry in general. There's a lot of office work involved, and that's just not what I signed up for. And many people run into that after they graduate, and they realize the job they were hoping would be fantastic and great and magnificent turns out to be not so great. So I moved to Wyoming shortly after that. This was a tough time in my life. My mom passed away just a few months before that. So it was really an escape for me, a fresh start, if you will, moving back to Wyoming, where I'm originally from. I grew up in Riverton, Wyoming. And this helped me get back in touch with friends, with family, and the area at least where I grew up, close to it, the state specifically. It was a great year. I had a ton of fun. Got to do a bunch of cool outdoor stuff. I worked for a bakery. I made breads. I made croissants, all sorts of cool stuff. But I also wanted to save money, so I had to make a choice. Do I want the fun job? And this was, to me, a reset, a chance to connect with people and really enjoy what I was doing. I, shortly after that, got a job at the post office, delivering mail. Very excellent job and potential career if you're willing to stick around for a few years. Now, I enjoyed the post office work, but it wasn't for me. I have a degree in business management, travel and tourism specifically, and that's what I still want to do. I have a few other ways I am making money. The first and most important way was moving to Wyoming in the first place. This is a great way to save money. cost of living is fairly low, and if you have some sort of online job or online income, maybe it's secondary income, something that's not consistent, then you can really save money quickly. And that's what I had going on. I had the bakery, I had the post office, I was doing D-Scout. If you're familiar with D-Scout, you basically become a market researchee for groups that are looking to do market research and need individuals that fit a certain demographic. That one is great. User testing is also an excellent way to make some extra cash. You are testing websites and you are testing products, and they're short, usually 10 minutes. Some have 30-minute interviews, 60-minute interviews, where you can make extra cash. You do the 10-minute review of a website. You simply turn on your recording device on your laptop or computer. You give your experience, you follow a list of steps that they provide, and you get $10. Usually this takes about 10 minutes, and it's an excellent source of cash, especially if you fit that demographic they're looking for. You can keep getting these jobs over and over and make quite a good amount in a short amount of time. Now, of course, this sounds great, but keep in mind these are things you do sporadically and inconsistently. They are not a replacement for a full-time job. Now, they can be if you're really good and you have the career. Say you're in the tech industry and many companies are looking to get your feedback. Then yeah, maybe you can replace this as a full-time job. But to me, it's a way to make extra cash that goes straight into savings. So we have D-Scout, user testing. So they're both market research slash user interface testing websites that you can do from anywhere in the US and other countries, mostly English-speaking countries. The third way I was making cash is surveys. Prolific.org, prolific.co, I believe. It's a UK website which does research-based surveys. Many universities are looking to get information from certain people. These ones pay slightly less than, say, the market research websites, but they're consistent. You can do surveys almost every day, make cash that way. My final way that I was making money was trade lines. This is selling lines of credit to buyers who are looking to improve their credit. Basically, you sell your authorized user slot to a buyer, and a middle company will facilitate the purchase and trade and will give you a commission. Now, this is a gray area that is legal, but credit card companies are very unaccepting to a certain extent of the practice. Now, they don't crack down on it because they benefit from these transactions as well. So you end up with this very strange opportunity. If your credit is good and you have a long line of credit, dates back quite a bit, there is a potential with certain companies, certain banks such as Barclay and Capital One, I believe, are the two big ones that they work with, to make some extra cash by selling out your authorized user slots. And again, this is completely legal, but it is very hush-hush, and you can only do it a certain amount of times on each card. But there's ways to plan your credit card applications, if you're already in the points game, to complement this practice. And I've found it very great. It's gotten me through some transitions. But again, this is not a sustainable way to make money. Depending on your credit lines, which companies you're working with, and how many authorized user slots they allow you to fill. So we have user testing, T-Scout, Prolific, trade lines. These are the 5 ways that I have been saving up this year. In the next episode, I will be discussing what ways I will be making income in Thailand, in a foreign country, which is going to be much, much different than this list. Some of them will stay the same, but many of these only work in the US, so I have to get creative. So if you enjoyed this, please like this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you want more information on Thailand opening up, as well as my experience personally getting ready to move and moving to Thailand, and from that point on, what is going on the ground, really getting a feel for living abroad during COVID. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I'll see you next time.